Hello, Steve Mills here, and thank you for watching this video. I've spent 25 years now in the world of marketing, helping small businesses to become more effective. And you can imagine all the ups and downs we've had in those times. You know, we've had several wars, we've had the 2008 banking crisis, we've had Ebola, we had foot and mouth, not to mention 9/11. And the situation at the moment, I think, is probably the worst one that certainly I've found myself in the last 25 years. It's a real tough time, and you know, my heart goes out to everybody who's ill. My heart goes out to all those people in business who, you know, have been closed down. You know, physically told not to go into their business. And not allowed to trade even, apart from the people who are working from home, like myself, which is, you know, it's not quite so easy, I don't think. It's a little bit restrictive, but, you know, at least, you know, I'm not owning a restaurant that the government have told me, you know, I'm not allowed to open anymore. So the purpose of this video really is just to really tell you what I think you should be doing right now, because it's you know, we hear a lot of advice from the government about you know, what to do from a health point of view, and I totally agree with that. And you know, staying safe, and you know, staying in your home, and all those sorts of things. Washing your hands regular, and all that, you know, is absolutely the right thing to do, I'm sure. But from a business point of view, I'm not sure there's the same level of advice. So this is based just on my opinion, what I think that businesses need to do. So I'm not sure how many I'm gonna come up with, but I think it's gonna be at least 3 or 4 points. But once I get rolling, it might be a few more. So my point one is, you know, you got to look at what you're spending without any shadow of a doubt. And not that you shouldn't be spending money, but you shouldn't be wasting money. So we need to trim our sale. We need to reduce the amount of money we're spending, and we need to stop spending money on things that we don't have to spend money on. Now, I want to be really clear, and I'm not saying this because, you know, I run a marketing company, but I am saying it because it's true, and that is, you need to keep marketing your business. And let me tell you why. It's for 2 reasons. One, to keep people aware of you right now, even though they may not be in a position to buy or use your service. One day they will be. One day in 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is, things are going to start to return to normal, and you want to be in the best possible position. You don't want to come from a background of you know, they don't even know you're trading. Another really important reason is that, you know, imagine, and I'm sure you have, you've got like 10 leads that are already in your pipeline. You know, you've made an inquiry. They've, you know, perhaps not bought from you yet, but they were lukewarm before all this happened. I know I've got several people like that. You know, they're going to wake up one day in 3 months or 6 months time, and things are going to be back to normal, and they're going to, you know, perhaps not even remember what they've said, or, you know, even remember you. So you've got to keep in touch with those people, I believe, because when times do get back to normal, we want to hit the ground running. That's really, really important. Another thing we need to do is take a good look at and make sure we know and understand about the funding and the grants and the loans and the stuff that the government and or other organizations like banks and so on and so forth will do for us. You know, what is it out there? I don't know about you, but my knowledge is reasonable, but I'm sure I don't know fully what I need to do yet. And so I got to speak to my accountant and, you know, search the internet and other advisors. I know where I live in Portsmouth, I got a message from them the other day that they've opened a helpline for businesses to talk to them about what they can do, and so on and so forth. And there's you know, potentially grants of up to £10,000 for people who pay rates. And, you know, it's just understanding, well, if there is that, you know, something I could get? And if so, how do I go about doing that? So that, again, I think is really, really important. Another thing that's important is making sure that as far as marketing's concerned, that you're spending this time to improve yourself and your team. What do I mean by that? I mean things like, you know, it could be, you know, improving the you know, things like your website. You might want to spend some time, you know, improving the words, adding pages. You might want to spend the time developing a new product. One of the things that I've done is I've developed a 12-week program called How to Survive in Tough Times. Now, obviously, the only reason I've done that is to try and help people like yourself to survive. I've also produced a program called How to Use LinkedIn to Get a Job. Now, for years, I've been doing how to use LinkedIn to win new business. But right now, or certainly going forward in maybe 2 or 3 months' time, there's potentially going to be people looking for jobs, and it's going to be very competitive, I would think. I would think that unemployment's going to be a lot higher than it is right now. And so, you know, I'm adapting my products, the services that I offer, to meet with the market demand. So I've spent some time thinking about that, and I wonder what else I could do. Is there anything else that I could offer that is relevant right now? I'm sure there is. You know, so whether you know, you need to take a good hard look at your business and put a plan together for your business. You know, even if it's like a 3-month plan, what is your plan? You know, where are you now? Where do you want to be in 3 months' time? And that might be, you know, just at a reasonable level. Is, you know, it might not be to, you know, double the size of the business in the next 3 months, unless you sell toilet rolls, obviously. But you know, we need to put a plan in place, to a survival plan, if you will, and that is part of my program. But whether you're going to do it with me or you do it on your own is absolutely fine. But I really do strongly recommend that you need to do it, and you need to work that plan as well. You know, so one of the biggest reasons that I see marketing when it doesn't work is because it doesn't get done. You know, people fail to implement a lot. They FTI, they fail to implement, and you know, you know, the failure to pick up the phone is probably one of the biggest things that small business owners suffer with. They don't do it enough, and it's as simple as that. And I'm on a mission to try and help as many businesses as I can to survive in these tough times. So that's all I wanted to say. That's, I don't know, there's about 4, 5 or 6 different things there, I'm not sure. But you know, I really do hope that you survive and thrive even, who knows. And if you want to know about my program, just simply go to my website, which is www.stevemills.co. That's MILLS and .co. There's all details on there about it. It's called How to Survive in Tough Times. Thanks very much for listening.